Lawmakers are scrambling like roaches when the lights are turned on. No body and no evidence. She used to be a he. If you like to chew on ice, chew on this. Evening, everyone. I'm Morris Jones. Here's the latest. Confidential informants are an invaluable tool in getting dangerous criminals off the streets. But it's a seedy world that you'll get a glimpse of tonight. The Mile High City is taking its name to new heights. People in Denver voted to legalize pot. America is supposed to be the land of opportunity, but there's also the expression, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So does that mean if you live in America, you have to speak English? That's the case in Nashville, Tennessee. A judge has taken the child away from an Hispanic woman until the mom learns to speak English. News Central's Sky Arnold reports there's more to the story.
And realize that we are a nation of immigrants.
My answer is bring them on.
Do you think your comments when you said bring it on actually incited more violence in Iraq?
No.
Many people are saying you're the only person that can talk directly or should talk directly to our enemies, Iran, North Korea. Why not talk to Ahmadinejad and Kim Jong-un?
Well, we've tried bilateral talks with North Korea, and it didn't work.
President Clinton's defending charges that his administration was asleep at the wheel.
I think that if you look back before September 11th, this country was not prepared.
There's a lot of talk about terrorist watch lists, increased border patrols, and secret interrogations. But despite everything the government does to protect us from threats abroad, that mouse in your hand could be the biggest threat to national security. News Central's Allison Cossack is live in Washington with the latest. Thanks for that report. Moving on. In Rhode Island, a man suspected of killing a detective appeared in court today. Another case tonight of fraternity hazing going too far. A 19-year-old student at UC Berkeley was shot by his fraternity brothers numerous times with a BB gun. News Central's Lisa Fielding has the latest. Pulling up to the pump these days is a pain in the gas. While you're feeling it, the nation's top oil executives are laughing all the way to the bank. They're also being called out on Capitol Hill. Crude oil prices did drop today by 78 cents. Still too high for consumers, but oil execs aren't complaining. Now back to you.
Morris Jones live on Capitol Hill battling the elements for us this morning. Good morning to you, Morris.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's nice to hear from you. Big voter turnout yesterday. Luckily here in Washington, it was dry weather. I don't know if it's rain today or if these are the tears of the Republicans, but in any event, as you mentioned, I'm Morris Jones in Las Vegas at the Consumer Electronics Show. Thin is in, from an organic TV to a cell phone that receives TV. Aimed at the younger generation that always has to be plugged in is the Milo from Sony. You can do instant messaging, web browsing, it plays music, and the Milo also acts as a Skype phone. So here's the bottom line. Almost everything that exists today with a screen will have a TV chip in it. Your laptop computer, GPS navigator, and of course, your cell phone. The president is starting the first part of his work week on a festive note.
Welcome. I hope everybody had a wonderful Easter.
The president and his family welcoming the public to the annual White House Easter egg roll. But from here, the job turned serious for Mr. Obama. The Senate voted for a $550 million package to help stop the firearms flow into Mexico. Congressman Barney Frank says the drug cartels would be marginalized if marijuana were legalized. While the debate continues over legalizing marijuana, the drug violence spilling over into the U.S. requires immediate attention, something President Obama will address this week in Mexico. I'm Morris Jones, Press TV at the White House.
A truly cataclysmic collapse of the global banking system.
Bernanke's reference to TARP is the controversial Troubled Asset Relief Program, where billions of taxpayer dollars were poured into companies like AIG. And from Wall Street to ordinary businesses on Main Street. Ben Bernanke said while the commercial real estate market didn't suffer as badly as residential housing, there are still problems.
Rents are down, vacancies are up.
I lost my home.
People are losing their homes and mortgage companies are not throwing them a lifeline. Countrywide, the nation's largest home loan lender, is being accused of predatory practices.
They want you to sit there and they want you to tell your story over and over and again.
Hard times, adjustable rate mortgages that are nearing 15%. Whatever the problem, some homeowners are losing out on the American dream. While the big news on Wall Street is a bailout for their mortgage company. Hybrid cars, why not now? I'll show you the latest concept vehicle that could be in your future. It's turning heads all over Washington, the next generation of hybrid car. People on the street are impressed.
We think our next car will be some kind of green car, and this looks pretty good.
Plus this time, General Motors is leading with the technology, not Toyota or Honda. So why isn't it for sale right now? Detroit is waiting for better battery technology. Just like in the movie The Graduate, where plastics were the future, it sounds like batteries are the future.
Absolutely. Batteries are the future.
So here's the issue critics have with hybrid cars that you plug in overnight. They claim that you end up wasting more energy from power plants than you actually get by driving the car.
That is not true.
But are oil companies fighting it? A GM spokesman had no comment and said Detroit is moving ahead with the new technology. I'm Morris Jones in Washington. There are some 500 international marriage brokers, most with websites. Female clients often live in countries where they outnumber the men.
I was looking for a family in that time.
Lana thought an international marriage broker could find her Prince Charming. When the guy meets someone he likes, and if everyone's agreeable, a 3-month fiancé visa is arranged. Lana married the man who brought her to America. She says she was later subjected to sexual and mental abuse. Didn't he say something to the effect that you're the most expensive toy I've ever owned?
Yes, he said I was a very expensive toy for him, and basically he was saying, I brought you here and I'll put you back, to return me back to Russia if he does like the way it goes.
Lana is now divorced, still in America. She got help from the Tahoe Justice Center outside of Washington, D.C. Are women naive? Are there predators out there? What's going on?
The way they operate, the way they market women as docile and submissive, the way the men pay a great deal of money for what they view as being now a property of theirs, all gives rise to predatory abusers using them to find their next victims.
How does this differ from the Match.coms of the world?
They are quite unapologetically and overtly on their websites selling women.
Congress now wants to rein in the abuse of 90-day fiancé visas, which some say are nothing more than 3-month sex tryouts. A proposed bill would also require criminal background checks with the information shared between the dating service applicants. I'm Morris Jones, News Central. Flight attendants, parking attendants, bridal attendants. By definition, they're helping you, unlike automated attendants, which annoy you.
I'm Caitlin, XM's automated attendant. When you hear your option, you can say it. It's okay if you interrupt me.
Yes, do interrupt. Sometimes if you say agent or operator, you'll get closer to a real person. Other people won't wait.
So the first thing is I try 0 or 0 pound or pound 0 or 0 star, just anything to try to interrupt it. Many times that will put you direct to queue to a human if you don't want to sit there and punch buttons all day.
Thank you for calling Pepco.
We are currently experiencing a high volume of calls, which may result in a longer wait time.
Businesses are saving time and money by outsourcing. American companies are expected to send 1.5 million U.S.-based call center jobs to other countries, according to the Trade Union Congress of the Philippines.
Many times the people who are answering the phone may be fluent in English, but they don't understand the nuances of our life over here. Even if you get a person, you don't have a person in the company in the place where you think you're calling.
For example, I called about my XM radio account and became a world traveler without leaving the office. Where are you?
We're located in Manila, sir.
Oh, you're in Manila?
Sir.
Oh, great. How's the weather in Manila today?
Fine, sir.
When the Manila customer service rep learned I wanted to cancel my account, he directed me elsewhere.
Okay, I'm Molly. How are you doing today?
Fine. Where are you located?
I'm located in Montego Bay, Jamaica.
Well, Montego Bay, Jamaica. I just talked to somebody in Manila. Bottom line, XM convinced me not to cancel my subscription by offering a couple of months free. AOL has become famous for not letting subscribers leave.
They try to con you into staying longer or not canceling.
Is it no wonder then that Americans aren't happy with customer service?
Companies are not praised as much for services as they used to be.
So what can you do about it? Call and complain?
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble finding your account.
And I'm Morris Jones in Washington.
What's a